I'll wait till you just keep you like wait. Let's take a look at this review sheet you've been given on verb conjugation. This covers all of the various verb forms we went over last year. Notice you're being asked about endings up at the top here. You're being asked about theme vowels, and then you have 5 verbs to conjugate. Now, first of all, I'm going to direct you to a resource to help you put all the information together that you need. If you go to your Google Classroom, the classwork tab, and if you scroll down, you'll find verb reference. It's the only thing here right now. There will be more before long, but so open this up. All right, this is chock full of information. Now, it may look like a lot at first, so that's why I'm going to go through it very briefly in this video to show you what you need to do. The first thing you may recall, verbs are separated into different conjugations. You need to know what conjugation it is. That's what the first part here, it says the vowel, and the second principal part tells you which conjugation the verb belongs to. Right, first conjugation, long A, second long E, third and third IO, short E, and fourth is long E. So what does that mean? The second principal part. If you take a look back at this sheet, here's the first 2 principal parts, amo, amare. Here's the second principal part. Notice in amare, the vowel is long A, correct? Long A, so it's first conjugation. Temere, long E, second. Short E, pedere, aripere, right? Those are both short E's third conjugation, since aripio has an IO, is a third IO. And mugio, IRE, right? Long IRE, that's fourth conjugation. So now that's how you know what conjugation the verbs belong to. Now on this sheet, I have it labeled for you, right up at the top here. But real life is a little messier, so you need to know that. Let's go back to this sheet. So the first step is if you want to conjugate the verb, you want to list the different forms or form like the second person plural. You want to say you do whatever. All right, first step, drop those last 3 letters from the infinitive. ARE, ERE, whatever. So for instance, you know what, before we go any further, I'm going to give you one of the secrets here. The first person singular is always just this first principal part. So let's just put that in there. That'll save us trouble later on. Right? The first principal part is the first person singular present tense. So that part is done for us. All of these should have long O's on the first principal part. I don't know why I didn't do that. Okay. Now, so after the first step is take off the last 3 letters. The ARE from amare, that would mean, or the ERE from petere. That's your stem, right? So let's take all of this except for that. Put it in here. M, M, M. Looks like we ran out of room for the third person plural. That's no good. Let's make a little extra space here. Oh, that's better. Okay. So we have that. Peto, as an example. Last 3 letters are ERE, so we're going to take the pet off. And that's going to be your stem. So you just put pet down all the way. Pet, 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 pet. So that is step 1. And I'm just going to use these 2 verbs as examples, but you do the same thing with all of the other ones. Take the long ERE off of Timeo, short ERE off of Ripio. Now, you may be saying, why not just take the RE off? Because if you look up at the next step, the theme vowels for first conjugation verbs, I'm just going to put this A right back on for amo, right? I'm going to put the E right back on for Timeo. But that vowel changes in the third and fourth. It's not the same as the vowel in the infinitive. It's easier if you have one rule that you can apply to all the verbs. You have less things to worry about that way. All right. So anyway, so step 1, take off those last 3 letters. Step 2, here we had the theme vowels. Okay. A, E, I. Now notice there's a slash and there's an exception here. That's, notice in front of the ending NT, let me highlight the NT, right? We have a U for third conjugation and IU. All right, I'm going to get to that in a second. But first, let's look at our first conjugation verb. Theme vowel is long A. So all that means is step 2, we just take a long A. And let me take that long A out of there. Come here, long A. Yes. Take this long A. There's our theme vowel. A. Get the same font, so it looks nice here. Okay. Long A. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so we're going to have after the first person singular, which again is just the first principal part. Everything's going to end in ama before we put our endings on. Now, pedo pedere. Again, notice we've got, what do we have here? We've got this E, a short E in the infinitive. We're not going to have a short E as our theme vowel. Notice A, E, I. It's a short I for third conjugation. So our theme vowel, hey, don't do that. Cut it out. So our theme vowel here is going to be I. Peto, I, I, I. Right, here's step 2, I. I'm not going to do this last one, though. Let's go back to this sheet. Notice here that we have a slash, U-N-T. So in front of the ending NT, which is our third person plural ending, the I changes to a U. There's our exception. Okay, so what that means is up here, the vowels that come between the ending and the stem, the theme vowels. If we take a look back here, A, E, I, right? A, long E. So I'm going to take them out of here for right now, because this week is some long works. A, hey, A, here, E. It's a long E. That's why I'm stealing it from here. A, long E. But if we look back at our chart here, the third conjugation is I, right? Short I. So, whoops, clicked on the wrong thing. I, third I stem, I. The fourth conjugation is a long I, so I'm going to take this one here. Recycle I, right? A, E, I. And the fourth, it's long when it can be. In some cases, that long I turns short, but mostly long, always short for third conjugation, right? But let's go back now. Notice it says except. Here are the exceptions. Notice in front of NT, in front of NT. The third and third I stem, notice third, instead of I, you have a U in front of NT, and for third and fourth, you have an IU. So in front of NT, U. And in front of NT for third I stem and fourth, IU. Notice if you have an I in front of the O, notice third I stem and fourth, both have IO on the first principal part, right? Aripio. Mugio, then you're going to have IU in the third person plural. Okay? So when you get down to here, we have a U. And for Aripio, IU. And for Mugio, IU. Where everywhere else, you're going to have I's here. All right. Oh, but we've got one more step, don't we? Because we still don't have our complete verbs here. The next step, once you've got your stem, your theme vowel, you just have to add the endings. And we haven't done passive voice yet. We're just doing active. Oops. Trying to highlight you right here. O-S-T, mostis, N-T. You probably remember that. So there's the O already. That's already done for you. So S-T. And at this point, they're all done the same way. Once you have that theme vowel, you just add the same endings. Same thing for pedo. pedo, pedis, pedit, remus, tis, pet, wunt. And this is going to be a repio, a repus, a repit, a repimus, a repitus, a repi. I'm not going to fill them all in for you. All right. So there we go. So let's give it a shot now.